Hi, this is the best time in Puerto Rico and I think in many parts of the world. It's Christmas and we are right now recording this on Christmas Eve. So for all of you, Merry Christmas and a great Happy New Year for 2022. Our economic capsule today deals with the ghost of inflation, which already is rearing its head, not only in Puerto Rico, but also in the States and globally. Don't forget, those of you who like our capsules, to go to YouTube, subscribe to the voice of Heidie Calero, and give us a like with that thumbs up in those capsules that you really like. The first graph that I'm depicting for you is the two different measures of inflation in Puerto Rico, which is the consumer price index, that's the red line that you see there, and the GMP deflator, which is used for the national accounts. The difference is that the CPI is usually on a monthly basis. Here we have added them up so that you have fiscal year comparison with the GMP deflator, which is only available on an annual fiscal year basis. And notice that they have moved in tandem. Sometimes the deflator has been higher than the CPI inflation as it occurred in that financial crisis of 2008, 2009. Notice that the red line was below the green line, and Puerto Rico's GMP deflator was about 3%, whereas the CPI was about 2.6%. Currently, we are 2.9%, the GMP deflator for 2020, but in 2021, we are seeing the CPI already higher than in the previous years or even in the last 2 years, especially after 2019 and 2020 when the economy closed down. So let's look now at the next graph, which depicts the inflation in Puerto Rico compared to the US. And here we have the blue line, which is the US. Notice the latest figures, that's November. This is on a monthly basis. November of 2021, 6.8% in the US compared with the red line, which is only for October. We don't have November yet. It's 3.6% in Puerto Rico. That's it seems to be at odds because everything that comes to Puerto Rico, all the merchandise either comes by air or comes by surface, maritime. And we've seen with the opening of the economy, all this maritime and supply chain problems that we've had, and so prices have been going up. Yet our consumer price index is not reflecting, even though it's trending upwards, not yet the same magnitudes as in the States. Now let's look at some of the components of inflation. And here in this table you see that fuel, especially what is gas, which is used at home, it's 15.1%. And again, that is also related to the decarbonization globally and movement towards more renewable energy. Well, now that has put a lot of strain on natural gas, and of course we use that for many kitchens in Puerto Rico, 15.1%. Transportation, that's gasoline and all the maintenance of cars, it's 7.5%. And overall, the consumer price index from January through October 2021 compared with January through October of 2020, so it's on an annual basis. Overall, it's 3.5% increase. Food is 2.9%, even though I don't know you, but certainly when I go to the supermarket, I do not believe that the prices are just 2.9% overall. They seem to be higher, but I give you the official figures. Entertainment has been opening up again, and it's 1.3%. Housing, the maintenance of housing, all those services that are related to housing, it's 1.1%. We have education, 0.8%. Clothing, 0.8%. Health services, only 0.8%. Again, a lot of stimulus coming in with all the Healthcare Act, all the Medicaid funds that are coming to Puerto Rico. Banks are full of deposits because of all these stimulus, and consumers have been cautious, even though they are opening up now through Christmas. And then others, it's negative. And then the last graph that I'm depicting for you is some forecast, what to expect for 2022 and 2023. What is shaded in orange is all related to real rates of growth of the economies. The first one is for Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico Planning Board forecasted or said that for 2021, our fiscal year, which just ended in June of this year, would grow at a clip of negative 2%. We won't know the official figures until probably January or February of 2022. For fiscal year 2022, they are forecasting 0.8% real growth, taking out inflation, and for 2023, more of the 1.7%. What's underlying this forecast is what's happening with all these federal funds that are coming for infrastructure, which now the projects have been designed and then they are ready for bids to go into construction. So turning into asphalt, turning into cement. That's what we expect for the next 2 fiscal years if Puerto Rico uses those funds well to increase our competitiveness. The Oversight Board forecasted, it seems to be at odds with these forecasts, and they say that 2021, instead of being negative growth, they forecasted 1% growth, positive growth, and in 2022 it's about 0.6%, so slightly lower than the Puerto Rico Planning Board. And then for 2023 they are forecasting negative real growth of 0.9%, and this really casts doubt regarding all the underlying forecast of growth that will be the ones that pay for the debt adjustment that is being discussed right now with Judge Taylor Swain under Title III for bankruptcy for Puerto Rico. U.S. GDP rate of growth in real terms, it's 6.7% for 2021, that's calendar year. 2022, it's 5%, so an overheated economy in the U.S. And then 2023 tapering off to 1.5%. Inflation, the green shaded area in Puerto Rico, CPI is 3.3%, then in 2022 it's 1.1%, and in 2023 1.3%, even though I think that we are going to see higher rates of growth for 2022, 2023, but I'm giving you the official forecast of the Puerto Rico Planning Board. For the US, they are forecasting now 2028 at the end of the year, and we are already now in November 6.8%. For the entire year, 5.8% growth, and 2022 starting to taper off, 2.5%, and then 2023 remaining there. Although there are some analysts that are saying that even for 2022 and 2023, inflation is going to be higher, somewhere in the region of 3.5% to 4.5%. The 10-year Treasury rates are still low, 1.6% in 2021, 1.9%, and already the Federal Reserve Chairman has said that as of March of 2022, you can see some of these rates are rising. That's why we have 1.9% for 2022 and even 2023 at 2%. In real terms, still we have negative interest rates. So we have to see what's going to happen now with this new variant of COVID. What will happen? Are some of these economies, same as Europe, United Kingdom, they're closing again, shutdowns, unheard of with the Omicron, even though we have now vaccines, but there's still lots of people who are not receiving the vaccine, and that's a shame because it is for your security as well as for opening up the economies. So this is sort of a summary of what is in store in terms of inflation, higher prices. There are some dangers which we will be talking about in the next capsule for New Year's Eve. So until then, stay safe, have a Merry Christmas, and above all, don't forget to subscribe to YouTube, The Voice of Heidie Calero, give us a like, and remember, the economy is all of us.